you've seen my other videos, and I may well include it in this one as well, on my Fiat 500 Popular I had a crushed in door which is also bent hinges. That hinge wasn't bent, that hinge was bent, as you can see, completely bent. The bottom one, you can get to the bolts, because as you can see you've got one bolt that comes, well, you can't see because I've taken them off, but you had one bolt that goes through from this side, and then on the hinge you've got another bolt here that comes through from the inside. Now I've taken the inside panel off. You can get to the one at the bottom quite easily, but the one at the top is behind all that metalwork, so you just can't get to it. The whole dash and all that metalwork's got to come out, and I'm not doing that. So what I've done is the bolt protruded out here, so I've used a Dremel type tool. It would have been easy without the wing on. I could have used my air compressor tool, but I've put the new wing on, so I didn't want to take it off again. So what I've done is I've cut the excess off of that, and now I've just got this kit which does M6 up to M10, M6, M8 and M10. You've got threads, you've got threading tools. So what I'm going to do is, and the drill bit. So what I'm going to attempt to do now is drill out that bolt, and my idea is on this top hinge is when I put the new bolt on, I'm going to put both bolts in from this side. So I'm going to drill that out, rethread it, and then put a bolt through from this side and a bolt through from this side. So hopefully that will work. As you can see, I can't get it off without drilling that out, so that's the next job. So I'm going to use a mains powered drill rather than a cordless drill, and the drill bits that come with this kit. Let's see what happens. Right, eventually got it out. The drill bit that came with that wouldn't even touch it, it was barely making a mark on it. Luckily I had an old locksmith's drill bit for drilling out locks, which is like for drilling out hardened steel, so I guess that these bolts were hardened steel. So managed to get that out. Now what I've discovered now is there was a captive nut the other side somehow. So we've got a hole that goes right through. Now if I poke the drill bit, it's a long drill bit, stand by. Oh, there it is. If I poke a drill bit through there, so it comes up against resistance, there's a rubber gasket which is quite difficult to get out anyway, and there's one the same at the bottom which I did manage to get out. And the other side of that gasket is sheet steel. So the only thing I'm thinking is I could drill through that, through the steel plate the other side, put a nut and bolt on that, or drill through there, come out the other side, and then insert a longer bolt, like these bolts, because these are quite long, these bolts. I could insert a longer bolt through the other side into the hinge, which would mean it would be hinged properly. I'm not quite sure which way I'm going to go. I can't use those because that only goes up to M10, and M10 just rattles around in there, so that obviously won't work. So I'm going to have a bit of a rethink. I might try and drill through that still. We'll see. Okay, I managed to drill the hole all the way through. It was quite easy. It's gone through the metal plate. Obviously you can't see it from here. What I've done is I've got the hinge here, and I've found this big long bolt here, and I've tried feeding it through. I did have an ordinary bolt before, which is that, which also fitted in the thread, and I've got washers and bolts and nuts and what have you, but it wasn't long enough, so I found these in my garage. We were also exactly the same size. So at the moment I'm winding this on, then I'm going to feed it through from this side and bolt it up, and that should hopefully do the trick. We shall see. There you go, threaded on, and it's bolted up the other side. So I can get the camera up there. I think they can see it. That's where it's gone through the other side. So what I've got to do now is use my Dremel tool again, cut that off, and I might put a nut on the end of that as well. Just belt and braces. That's the next job, to cut that off. There you go. Cut off, and a bolt been put on there, nut and bolt, or rather a nut with a washer. And that is as strong as anything, with a nice new straight hinge on there. So the next thing I've got to do is put the other bits of hinge, the other ends, on the door itself, and then we'll try and hang it. That's the next job. This is the next day now. As you can see, the door's on. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's not bad. Just needs a bit of adjusting. I've got some damage down there that I've got to repair, but it all went quite successfully. It's pouring with rain today, unfortunately, so I haven't been able to do very much. But that's it. It worked very well. All done.